Okay, are we back? All right, welcome back here at Dietrich Field where the Tarp Skunks have a 3-0 lead. Caught me a little excited here. We have a special guest in the booth here for the second inning. The owner of the Niagara Ironbacks, Sal Romanin. Welcome in.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Glad to have you here. And so, I mean, tough first inning for you guys. And, like we were talking about, there is still 8 more innings to go. So we'll see how things flow here as the first pitch to Andrew Bishop.
Yes, sir.
Is taken for a strike, 0-1. Forgot to flip my scorebook. See, I'm all flustered now. I've got royalty in the booth. Ground ball to third. Picked up, throw on to first. 1 away. Nice play by McGuire. So, I mean, Sal, first of all, welcome to Jamestown. Welcome to the PGCBL. And believe me, I take this as an honor and a responsibility. We are the ambassadors to you guys coming into the league. Talk to me a little bit about the genesis and the origin. Why now and why the PGCBL?
Well, we looked at a lot of different options. This has been almost 2 years in the making for us.
As McGuire underneath it for a one-pitch pop-up, and there's quickly 2 away.
We're trying to find the right fit, and the Perfect Game League, after extensive research, I would say, proved to be the right spot. Obviously, this league has a lot of high talent in it, high-end talent, and we needed to put something that's close to the border as well. And St. Catharines, where we play, used to be in the New York Penn League with many of these teams. So, after looking at a lot of options, it just seemed like the natural fit, and the stadium was there, and the city of St. Catharines and Mayor Matt Sisko and his crew were very excited to have us back there. So they've done a lot of work bringing us aboard, and we're really excited to be here.
The 0-1 pitch to Grayson Briggs fouled off to the left and out of play, 0-2. So, I mean, I have to ask you, how long has this been building up? How long have you guys been putting this together?
Yeah, like I said, it's almost 2 years. It doesn't happen overnight. You make a lot of overtures and you show a lot of interest and do a lot of research into the league, and then, like I said, a lot of research where you can actually play. You've got to find, the right stadium and the right city and the right partners and all that. So, like I said, it didn't happen overnight, but we are here now, and Game 1, it's hard to believe we're actually watching a baseball game. So,
how is the buzz in St. Catharines?
Been great. We've been welcomed tremendously by the community. And like you said, it doesn't happen without the cooperation of the city bringing us back in there. So we're really excited to get this rolling. Obviously, we're going to have to, you're starting from scratch day one. So, you don't expect big things in year one, but we expect big effort from our team and especially from our ownership group and our everybody involved here. So we're going to do everything we can to build this product in St. Catharines and the Niagara region.
And I think, being part of, I guess, suburban area of Toronto definitely helps. And you guys have a little bit of an advantage in that regard because you have access to all the entire Canadian player base where, we'll get a couple that come down here and there, but you really have a chance to spotlight Canadian baseball.
And that was kind of the genesis of it all, too. We wanted our kids to have an opportunity to come home, play in Canada. Often, as you'll see, they have to stay in the U.S. in the summer and play in these elite leagues. Now there's an option to come home to Southern Ontario, have their family see them play and still play elite baseball. So that was really what drove us to get this done. So very excited about that feature too.
So did you have a lot of players knocking on the door wanting to, hey, let me get a shot, I want to try out? Or did you have to, was the recruiting drive, harder than you would have expected?
It was only, I would say it was a challenge only because of the limited time frame we had. We only had a few months to put this together where, our normal off season, you get going as soon as the season's end, and that's what we'll be doing next year. But obviously being the Canadian team, we had a lot of people reach out to us as well. So a little fortunate in that way and a little unfortunate with the time frame we had to get everything done.
As that pitch called strike 3, and Briggs goes down looking for Waldo. No runs, no hits, nobody left. We go to the bottom of the second inning. No score, but we're going to keep it here because we don't get an opportunity to talk to team ownership very much from the other teams, and I don't want to waste this opportunity. let's talk about so we talk about the community aspect with Jamestown baseball, and I'm getting the sense that there is going to be a huge community response to St. Catharines. You guys are probably going to sell out every game this season. At least
sure.
that's my hope.
Yeah, I mean, eventually. Maybe not this year, but eventually we will do that.
But I think also, and as I've been watching, this whole thing develop, I first became aware of this in January. And as I've been watching it develop, the thought has occurred to me that you guys really are the template for the next generation of PGCBL Canadian baseball teams. Right now, the Eastern Division, they lost 2 teams that they had in their division last year. Watertown, which moved to a different league, the New York Collegiate League, and Albany, which I think is now an independent.
Right.
So there are gaps and opportunities for teams that are on the eastern side of Toronto to build up, possibly that league. And I think this is really a big opportunity for international expansion for this type of league.
And I totally agree. And that's one of the real draws with the Perfect Game League. There is a lot of opportunity to move into the western part of it and like you say, have more franchises in Canada, because it's really an untapped market for this style of baseball, collegiate baseball. You're right, eastern side, Eastern Division, you got towns and cities like Kingston that would be very similar to ours, just over the border, fit right into that East Division. So I could see that kind of thing happening one day without a question.
As Eddie Delansky stands in, takes a big hack at the first pitch he sees and misses for a strike, 0-1. So talk to me, and for my perspective, I mean, the important thing for me is your broadcast. I mean, are you putting together a broadcast team, a YouTube page, or how are you going to be able to share your product with the rest of the league and essentially 2 continents or 2 countries?
Absolutely. I mean, we're going to do a YouTube stream as well. I think I think everybody be happy with the product we put out there. Like everything, we want to start, small but yet sharp and build from there. So we'll have that ready to go Saturday for sure. So I welcome your broadcast is tremendous. It's probably the best in the league, to be honest with you. And the camera views you have here is exceptional. So we aim to do something similar as we grow with it for sure.
Well, I know you have a relationship with Christian. I know he's helped you guys navigate the waters of this a little bit.
He really has, actually.
And I can't take any credit for the broadcast stuff. I just sit here and talk for 3 hours.
Right.
There are a lot of talented people around here, but I think what it shows for the other teams around the league that may not have this type of quality broadcast, that it is possible. You can still do it on a minimal amount of people with a minimal budget. You can set it up, and really to figure out how to do it, you just got to reach out and ask.
Right, and that's technology these days, right? It's getting a little more affordable, a little easier to do, unlike back when I was a young man. That's for sure.
I will say your, I guess, across the falls counterparts, the Niagara Falls Americans, they have a very solid broadcast. I've been very impressed with theirs. Batavia, as much as. I still don't know if the rivalry is in my head or if it's an actual thing, but I'm rolling with it. As much as I want to beat them, they've got a good broadcast as well.
Well, Robbie Nichols owns both those clubs, so he runs a good ship down there. So I'm not surprised that it fills out into the broadcast as well.
Yeah, and you can always tell the teams that put in the work. It's the same off the field as it is on.
And that's how you end up, with a good product.
Well, I also think it's a great recruiting tool, because you've got kids in college that may be trying to get into the transfer portal, that may, be coming out of high school and haven't gotten the chance to get recruited as much as they feel that they would like to. This is really a showcase league. It really is, and that was a big draw for us, obviously. As that one's fouled off to Dumas, staying alive, 0-2. Runner at first is Delansky. Nobody out here in the bottom of the second inning in the inaugural Ironbacks versus Tarp Skunks game. And, I want to send a special greetings and welcome to everybody watching in Canada, as there's a fly ball to right, picked up by Keene for the first out of the inning. And that'll bring back up to the top of the order Brady McGuire. So, just on the, we got the hard business out of the way. Let's talk, I mean, I have to ask, in the concessions, are you guys going to have, like, the Canadian dishes, like the poutine and things like that? These are things I need to know because I'm getting my passport at the end of July and I'm coming to the last game of the season.
I think year one we're going to do the simple things out there, the traditional ballpark fare, the burgers, dogs, and sausage. But, I think that's not a bad idea as we build this thing out. A little Canadian bacon and poutine maybe. What do you think?
Oh, I'm in.
All right.
I am definitely in. Canadian beers, obviously.
Of course. Are
Molson?
We have Molson product, and we have a great sponsor that's been on board with us, DQ Brewery, and they've made two special beers specifically for us.
As there's a drive into center field, Cowley goes back, makes the catch. Tagging and moving to third is Delansky. So with 2 away, Tarp Skunks have a runner 90 feet away for Nathan Bochart.
We'll be debuting our Ironbacks Light Lager, and then soon our Dead Red Pale Ale. So those are very exciting.
Well, like I said, I'm gonna be at the ball game July 26th.
Beautiful.
So I will definitely be sampling all the fine fare that you have to offer.
When we'll be making our playoff push.
That's right. And I gotta be selfish. I'm hoping that it's you guys. Behind us, obviously.
Right. We'll take that.
Second place for you
guys.
Come
to a gentleman's agreement here.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We'll split the home games. As there's a ground ball off the glove of Corpan, picked up by Shin, throw to first in time to finish the inning. No runs, no hits, 1 runner left on base. We go to the top of the third inning. It's 3-0 Skunks. Sal Romanin, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
Good luck on the great season for 2025.
Thank you very much.
We'll be back.
Welcome to the Chautauqua